Hi, I'm Gabriel, and I'll be discussing the Module 1, Lesson 1 about Travel Geography Fundamentals. Geography derived from the Greek words geos means earth and graphos means surface, writing, or mapping. It is study of the Earth's surface, features, inhabitants, and phenomena. It was first identified by Eratosthenes in 175 to 195 BC. Geographical research has four historical traditions: spatial analysis of natural human phenomena, area studies, study of man-environment relationships, and earth science. So, geography DI, it has a big contribution of sort of information sa usa ka lugar in the aspect of like physical environment sa kanang lugar, and of course the human geography kung unsa gilang mga culture and traditions sa kanang lugar, and of course the climate sa lugar in order to determine unsa ang mga any aspect of information diya sa kanang lugar. That's what the geography works. Let's tackle about the branches of geography. So the physical geography is focused on the place of most abundant of resources, such as if the place has more bodies of water like lakes, ocean, and river, or the place is most abundant in the landmass. So in human geography, it is focused on how the human consume the natural resources, if it use it in wisely, or maybe they abuse of the natural resources. And also it is focused on how the human lives in that area, or what are their culture and their practices and values. So the behavioral geography, it focuses on how people develop their behavior regarding kung unsay status silang country economy. It's really affect on how their behavior develop. So for the next branch is about the environmental geography. It is focused on the ecosystem of that area, how it is preserved or abundant, and of course the ecodiversity. So it is also see kung unsa ang kanang species nga naa dira sa kanang lugar, or what are the plants or fauna nga abundant sa kanang ecosystem. Ang kanang oceanography is more focused on the ocean floor. It is study that kung unsa mga most common species adto sa lalim nga dagat, or how the ecosystem adto nga dagat kung unsa ang rich adto, or it healthy ba ang ocean floor. So ang hydrography, it is used to determine or to allocate the status or the problem sa kanang bodies of water. Let's move on for our next topic, which is the cartography and map making. Cartography is the art and science of making maps. The word came from the karatos and graphos, which means map writing. Map making was invented almost 8,000 years ago. The Sumerians and Babylonians were the proponents of early maps. Later, the age of discoveries from 68th to 78th century, drawn maps coming from the great explorers, and invented the medieval maps called portalanos. So now, I will be discussing some different types of maps. First map is called the meteorological map. It is used to determine or to monitor the weather of a certain location. It is helpful to navigate or navigate the climate of that certain area. So ang political map kay mo siya ang kind of map na to outline or to see the country kung unsa ang mga lugar niya. The economic map, it is used to see or to navigate kung unsa ang kanang mga lugar ang pili kanang abundant sa agricultural products. So ang kanang physical map di ay it is showcase or feature sa kanang country kung asa ang specific region nga nay abundant of ecosystem. Topographic map di ay it is helpfully siya to locate kung unsa kung what part of the area ang mountainous, and of course it is also to see kung unsa katas-a ang iyang landmass. So ang geohazard map kay ala siya makita sa kanang na lugar or country kung what the specific region or area ang prone sa kanang mga hazard like earthquake, landslide, and volcanic chains. It is helpful to see on that area kung what are specific location nga prone sa mga hazardous nga calamities. So the road maps is it will see or use kanang map to represent kung unsa ang kanang specific road sa kanang usa ka lugar, at it's also to showcase kung what is the right direction, because using the road maps it is also used for navigating any kanang lugar kung unsa ka kaganahan madto. Mao na ang road maps.
The world is a very large place. In order to find a certain places, say on a map or a globe, the world is divided into smaller sections in order to help locate these places. So now, let's talk about the four hemispheres of the Earth. The world can be divided in half different ways. First, you can divide the world into northern and southern halves. The imaginary lines that runs all the way around the world and divides it into equal halves is called the equator. The equator is found at 0 degrees latitude, and any place above the equator is the northern hemisphere. And the land areas included in the northern hemispheres are North America, northern part of South America, Europe, Asia, and northern part of Africa. And any place below the equator is the southern hemisphere. The land areas included in the southern hemispheres are the greater part of South America, southern part of Africa, Australia, New Zealand, parts of Oceania, and Antarctica. So the world can also be divided in half another way, separating east from west. The imaginary lines that divides the world into equal east and west halves is called the prime meridian, and it passes to the north and south Greenwich Observatory and the London England. The prime meridian is at 0 degrees longitude. Any place to the left of the prime meridian is in the western hemisphere, and the land areas included are North America, South America, Caribbean area, Oceania, parts of Antarctica. While any place to the right of the prime meridian is in the eastern hemisphere. The land areas included are Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and Oceania, and also the parts of Antarctica. Each of the continents are located in at least 2 hemispheres. The 7 continents are Europe, Antarctica, Asia, Africa, Australia, North America, South America. The North America lies in the Western Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere. However, there is one continent in the world that lies in all 4 hemispheres. Guess what it is? It's Africa. As a result, Africa is the only continent that have land both at the equator and the prime meridian. So I just want you to know that the occurrence of seasons is influenced by the location of places or countries, as it varies depending whether they are situated in the southern, northern, western, or eastern hemisphere. The Earth's axial tilt and its orbit around the Sun contribute to the distinct seasonal patterns experienced across different regions. The equatorial regions experience a more consistent tropical climate with minimal temperature variations. This region experiences a tropical climate marked by warm temperatures, high humidity, and potential for regular rainfall, while regions farther from the equator have more diverse climates and distinct seasons, influenced by their position relative to the equator and the tilt of the Earth's axis.
Good day. I am Marlene and I will be discussing about the longitude and latitude. This is essential coordinates used to pinpoint location in Earth's surface. For longitude and latitude are critical for accurately mapping countries, oceans, and time zones, aiding in navigation and global understanding. And for latitudes are horizontal lines measured north or south of the equator. They range from 0 degree at the equator to 90 degree at the north and south poles. They help determine climate zones and approximate distance between locations. And for longitudes are vertical lines measured east or west of the prime meridians. They range from 0 degree at the prime meridian to 180 degree at the international date line. They assist in establishing time zones and calculating time differences between locations. Yes, and for prime meridian, the prime meridian is an imaginary line at 0 degree longitude passing through Greenwich and England. It divides the Earth into eastern and western hemispheres, serving as the starting point for measuring longitudes. And for Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, these are latitudinal lines located at approximately 23.5 degrees south or north of the equator, respectively. They mark the farthest points where the sun's rays fall vertically, leading to distinct seasons in tropical regions. And for Arctic and Antarctic circles, these circles are latitudinal lines located at approximately 66.5 degrees north and south of the equator. Yes. They delineate the boundaries of the polar regions where daylight hours vary greatly throughout the year due to the Earth's tail. So overall, these longitude and latitude are foundation concepts in geography and cartography, enabling precise navigation, mapping, and understanding of Earth's geography.
Next one is time. When someone asks about the time difference in a place, you usually check on the computer observation system instead of doing the math or looking at the world map. It's cool to know where the time zones came from, how the 24-hour clock works, and why they are matter for trouble. Next is the time zone. Time zones are a big deal in Earth's geography because its rotations and revolution. Earth rotates in a 24-hour and revolves in either 366 days leap year or 365 days in a regular year. International date line. The International Dateline IDL are imaginary line that 180 degrees longitude in the Pacific Ocean from north to south pole. This marks where the time zone of either side east-west of GMT meet. The east side is 24 hours behind the west side. And here is the picture slide that, as you can see the picture, you can see the color pink and the blue that represents different time and difference in each days of it. Here is the globe with has lines represents the different time zone of GMT that indicates your exact time, in the lines has specific GMT that belongs on that time. The GMT, which is the Greenwich Mean Time. The prime meridian or the GMT marks the start of a GMT time zone. West are earlier than the east later due to Earth's rotation. TV schedule adjusts for this, and Eastern and Central times for our zone added for each time eastward, subtracted each zone westward for the UTC. Many countries like Brazil now prefer Universal Coordinate Time, which the UCT. It is based in France and is seen in more precise than GMT. Zulu time. Z time or Zulu time refers to GMT. Both are terms used by military travel industries and many computer communication system. Time chart. The international time chart from European travel planner lists countries with their time zones relative to GMT plus and negative sign that helps understand the global time difference, even the line zigzag due to political boundaries. Daylight saving time, juggling the time zone crossing the international date line and the daytime zone, and observe the DST difference time, for instance, for the US, April to October, Falkland Islands from September to April. 24-hour clock, it is the official airline guide which is foreign tenable, typically used for 24 hours, and it is like the military clock that they are, and we are no, and this is the example of the last peak, this last slide, which the 24-hour clock is the same as the military time that we usually know.